I'm gonna so here I'm gonna say install package, attach a XFS formatted disk, okay, and so I'm gonna, let's see here. So I'm gonna say pv create then after that then we did a vg create. And I'm gonna just make it 20 GB. Okay, and I do lsblk. Okay, good. So now what we're gonna do is we have to go into and create a configuration file here. Okay, so create a configuration file. Oh, before that, mount to the directory. So how am I going to mount? Okay, mount. I'm going to say clear. I'm going to say mkdir slash, and then I'm going to give it a name, shared. Okay, this is going to be shared on the network. Okay, then I'm going to say mount slash dev mapper zmpt nfs share, and I'm going to map it to shared. Okay. Oh god, I keep forgetting this. mkfs dot xfs slash dev slash mapper slash gmpt. Okay, it's before that so if I mount it now, it should mount just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna say mkdir and then mount. I'm mounting to the shared drive, and now we're gonna use the shared drive to use it around. Okay, so shared is available here. So now we're gonna use, so far we've been using it locally here, right? Now we're gonna use it across the network. Okay, so you mounted the directory. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a default shared file here. Okay, so when we install when we install the NFS package, it creates directory here. So we install the NFS package, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna vi etc. It's a etc folder, so it's a configuration file defaults, and then I'm gonna say NFS and cd. Okay, create configuration file. So you go into this folder. Then what you might want to do is clear ls. So what I was looking for is I want to add, there's supposed to be a full file name lsfnl. There's supposed to be a file name NFS share, so I'm going to create one. vi space NFS hyphen share. Okay, and I'll hit enter and add this line. Okay, need underscore id mapd equal yes. Okay, and let's see here if so we still need to create one more file here. It's not there. So vi id mapd dot conf. Okay. So the domain so you need to get a host name first. Okay, so you have to type exactly the way it is. So you go in here and then you go in there. Okay, so you need the host name and all that. Okay, so you have to put in the host name in here, okay, for the same box. Okay, save and exit. Now what we need to do is change the permissions here for the shared folder. So how am I going to do that? Chmod. For now I'm going to give the full permissions here, okay, and shared folder. So if you do ls-ld shared, it has full permissions here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit another configuration file here, okay? It's in the etc export file. vi/etc exports. Okay, once you're in there, what you want to do is let's see here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and so in here you have to add the name of the server here. Okay, so what server you need to add? The server you're gonna give access to. So let's see here, I'm gonna give it to practice. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the IP address of the server I'm gonna give access to, okay? And then I'm gonna go insert, and then I'm gonna have to do shared, okay, space IP address, and read write RW async. Okay. Enter the list of servers to grant access. Okay, for now this is the only one. In fact, we'll do it on two different servers here. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Let's do it on Ansible master too. So I'm going to give it to 192.168.56.150. Okay, and okay, good. Edit the export file to add information of servers to grant access. Okay, good. Okay, that's what you put in the exports file here. Okay, so I'm gonna save and exit. Okay, so I'm gonna do a command called show. I'm gonna do the test here. I'm gonna go show mount -e, and I'm gonna type localhost. Show mount localhost. So now you have to enable the exports here. Export file system -a. Okay, I'm going to remove S. No errors, good. Export file system R. File system -R. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is, oh God, I should have. Give me 1 second here. I need to go into the DNS and see how the DNS is set up. Okay. So give me 1 second here. What I want to do is I want to change the name. It should be something like this. Okay, so VIETC host name. Okay, and then I'm gonna go O. Instead of that, I'm going to say NFS01. NFS01. Okay, and let's see here, show mount. Okay, good. This is what it's supposed to show. Show mount local host. Okay, we'll come back to this here. So before that, I'm going to give the host name so that you know what the host name is, okay? Okay, and install the package. Good. And we did the shared. And let's go into this file here. VIETC default ID map. And then I'm gonna give it a name here and then paste this. Okay, everything else looks good. I only changed the server name here. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart so that the name is there. Name, so you don't have to worry about it. You have instructions here from the start. The name will be the correct name here because you're going to be using the same name. nfs01zmpt.com. Okay, so it should restart by now. Root. Okay, so the IP address and everything is good. Our IP address is 192.168.56.55. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna do show mount again. Before that, I'm gonna see the NFS is working here. Okay. System CTL enable or status NFS server. It says active and exit. Okay, I'm not worried about that now. And so let's see show mount -e. Okay, so this is gonna work on these two servers here. Okay, and now what we have to do is we have to open the lines through the firewall. Okay, which port I need to open in firewall to use NFS, okay? So I'm gonna run this command rpc info grep NFS. (2049). So port 2049 needed to be open in firewall. NFS So it's using actually TCP and UDP ports. So we're gonna open both. Okay, let's see here. So hold on. Okay, yeah, that part is working, and type exports. Okay, I'm not worried about that here. So let's see. Command. Run the following command to open the traffic. So NFS ports, verify ports, CMD list ports. So we don't have any open ports in here, okay? So I'm gonna add these ports. 2049, that's all we need. Firewall CMD list ports. Okay, I have to reload it. Okay, I see the port is open. 2049 is open. Okay, and that's all we need here. Port is 2049. But there is a range here too, right? 10. Okay, so the port will be coming back and forth. So let's go ahead and do this here. Put this all together. Now we'll wait here, so we'll just do one port here. So I'm gonna minimize this. Then reload, and then firewall CMD list ports. Okay, so you should do TCP. Port TCP should be open here, 2049. Okay, and now I'm gonna save this here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the server where we're gonna install the NFS here. Okay, so on the client host. So this is the server is there, so we're gonna keep this away, and then I'm gonna minimize this, and then I'm gonna add this to two servers here. Okay, actually, Ansible master is gonna be the second one, and the first one is gonna be our uh, daily use server, which is this one here. So let's see here on this server if we have internet access. Okay, we do have internet access here. I'm going to clear this. And then I'm going to install yum install nfs-utils and -y. So it's going to install the packages. I'm going to clear here. I'm going to say ping google.com. Okay, so there is no internet here, right? Okay, what is going on? Ansible master. I'm going to shut this down and then I'll enable the init 0. So it installed the utils here. Okay, so we have it installed on both servers. Now what I got to do is start the service, clear systemctl start NFS server. Okay, and enable. I'm gonna do the same on this server too. Okay, I'm gonna clear this and let me copy this here. So you have to do this on every host. You have to do this on NFS server that needs access, okay? And here, so NFS, edit the exports configuration file to information of servers to grant access. Okay, now so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a directory here, mkdir, and then I'm gonna name it shared. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same on the other server too. Okay, so create a directory. And then permissions. We're gonna have to change the permissions as chmod uppercase -r. This time all the permissions inside any directory is gonna be full access here. I mean, you could do that. You could manage the access later, but for here, we don't have to worry about access here. So we're gonna do chmod 777. That means anybody could read and write to it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount -t NFS. Okay, now what we need is we need the IP address of the server here. We need the IP address of the server. IPA. So what is the IP address we're going to use? 192.168.56.55. :/shared, and then we're gonna map it to the local drive, you know what, actually this is confusing. So mkdir, the local drive I'm creating is local directories mkdir network folder, okay? Network underscore folder. And chmod -r777. So instead of that, okay, now now the command is let me clear this. Now mount the network file, network drive, network file system. So what is the IP address we have here? The IP address is 192.168.56.55. And we're going to use our good old mount command. Mount, okay, -t NFS, and then the IP address colon slash, and you have to give the name, the original name that is connected here. So I'm going to give the name shared, and then where you're going to mount it to? The network folder. Okay, so yeah, I think it's successful here. If you do df-h, do you see this here? You see this folder is connected here. Now this drive is not local anymore. This drive is on the server. So we have successfully mounted the network drive. So if you do df-h, so this is what it's mounted now. Okay, now what you could do is you could go into the network folder and then it says size 14 GB, used 10 and 33%. Alright, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to network folder, ls, and I'm going to create some file here. Okay, I'm going to create a touch file. It says permission denied. So I'm going to go back to the server here and I'm going to clear this. I'll do ls, and I clear this df-h. Okay, and okay. SD, it's not mounted here. Why is it not mounted? Oh, I remember, we restarted the server here, right? We restarted the server here, so we need to mount it. Yeah, we need to mount it. Now if you do df-h, it's mounted now. The permissions are still denied. So if I do ls-ld shared, it has the full permissions. So let's go into vi etc exports. So all this looks good to me. Okay, and then let's see ls-ld network. So let me change the permissions here. Okay, we created a new disk and then we need to change the permissions here, right? chmod -r 777 network. So I have to unmount this, okay? Touch file. Okay, it's working now. See, it has 100 files in here. So if I go onto the server and if I go into the shared folder here, I should see 100 files there. There you go. And then I could do the same on this server and clear. So what I'm going to do is mkdir slash, I'm going to give the same network folder here. You could give whatever name you want, okay? You don't need to worry about the same exact name. And then I'm going to change the thing here. Okay, and I'm going to mount this. Okay, and if I say df-h, it's there. So if I go into cd/network, it's there. Now I could create more files in here. Touch x file. So I'm going to create 1,000 files in here. So if I do ls here, the files are here, the files are here. Okay, so what we have accomplished here is we have accomplished a NFS share here. Okay, any questions? So let's take a look at the picture here, NFS share. Okay, before I forget, okay, network folder, mount. And then what you're going to do on each side is mount the FS tab. Okay, when the system reboots, it's not going to be able to remember what your network drives are unless they are in FS tab. Network drives are any other drives. We've been dealing with this all the time here. So we're going to do vi etc FS tab. Okay, and then in here, down here, I'm going to say insert, and then I'm going to type 192.168.56.155 / shared. Okay, and then I'm gonna give it a I'm gonna give it a tab. I'm gonna give it a tab, and then the mount point is, what is the mount point? Network folder. Okay, here you have to give the NFS here because we've been giving what file system, XFS, swap, and all that. We give the NFS here. Tab NFS, tab default, tab 0 space 0. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna save and exit, and then I'm gonna restart the system, and it should mount automatically. Okay, I'm gonna do the same here. vi/etc/fs tab. So I'm able to log in now. Root, and I go df-h, so the NFS folder is automatically mounted. Okay, so now let's take a difference between the hard mount and the soft mount. This is something you just need to remember. Okay, you don't need to worry about too much here. You barely get across this uh, you barely get across this in your job function, but this is something you should know. Okay, so I'm gonna just put down this here. Hard mount and soft mount. Okay, so you're gonna get this question. So what is the difference between the hard mount and the soft mount? So let's see here, it would be something like this. The NFS mount can be a soft mount or a hard mount. Okay, so the mount option defined define the way how NFS client should handle NFS crash. Okay, so let's take a look at the soft mount. Okay, so what will happen in soft mount? Suppose if you have mounted the NFS by using soft mount. when a program, when an application requests a file from NFS server, the NFS server daemon. We talked about daemon, right? What is the daemon? The service which is running in the background here. If you check the status, systemctl status NFS server status. What is that? NFS, right? Systemctl status NFS. Okay, status NFS server. Okay, whatever you're seeing in here is, this is the daemon running. It's a service running in the background. Okay, so the NFS server will retrieve the data from the NFS server. Okay, so NFS server will try. Okay, actually NFS server daemon will try to retrieve data from NFS server. Data from NFS server. Okay, if it doesn't get any response from NFS server due to failure or crash on the NFS server, okay, so what is happening here is these two servers are connecting directly to the NFS server, and there is constant communication going on. And if the NFS server is crashed, what happens is the daemon on this side, it will try to get the information. It will try to retrieve the information. Okay, then NFS client reports an error. Error to the process on the client machine requesting the file access. Okay, all right, so the advantage is so what is the advantage? Because if it's a soft mount, you know, it gives you fast response. And it gives you fast response. It doesn't wait for the NFS server to respond. Okay, the main advantage is this method okay, no, the disadvantage. So disadvantage in this method is data loss, data corruption, or loss, or data loss. Okay. So this option is not recommended. Okay, this is the soft mount and the hard mount. What we did today was the hard mount, okay? And this is the hard mount. Okay, so if you have mounted the NFS by hard mount, okay, it will repeatedly try to connect to the NFS server. Okay, once the server is okay, so if you mounted a hard mount during crash, it will repeatedly try to connect to the NFS server. Once the server is back online, the application will continue to execute undisturbed. So actually, if the connection is broken, the application, whatever it's trying to do, it will just pause. In the meantime, NFS daemon will try to connect. Okay, undisturbed. It will try to execute undisturbed. Execute undisturbed. It will continue to execute undisturbed where it was during the crash. So it will continue the process, okay? It doesn't have to start all over again. And you can add mount option INTR, which allows NFS to request to interrupt if the server goes down or cannot be accessible. So let's see here, we're gonna go to man mount. So we're gonna go into the mount options here and see if we have INTR somewhere. Mount hyphen keep the device directory mount target. Mount there are a lot of things you could do with mount, but we're not using all of them. Mount dev mount hyphen, okay, hyphen v hyphen p a f f I internal show label and norm mtab cs source r wlut well, there are a lot of stuff here, so I'm not worried about that. But usually you use the hard mount, the one I showed you. You use that mount so that you could have a stable data. Okay, so all right, so that's about it. You guys have any questions? Let me know. And the class is over. And keep my contact if you need anything. If you need any references, anything like that, I'll be happy to provide. And I would definitely save this document, and I'm gonna upload. In fact, I'll try to split this document this week, and then let you guys know how things gonna be. Okay, if you need reference, anything like that, contact me. And then Aliyah, Sayed, you guys are looking for jobs, so we'll work together, and then hopefully we'll get. There's a lot of jobs out there, and I see a lot of jobs coming in, especially the Linux jobs, and most of them are work from home. So if you really need to work on this, let me know, and then I'll help you, because by the time you apply and all that is going to be about it may take up to 6 weeks before you really land a job. Okay, if you guys have no questions, then we'll end this. It was really nice teaching you all, and it was a learning curve for myself too. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
Yeah.
one question this is says. So, do you have any documentation for patching?
Patching? I showed you patching, man. What do you want?
Yeah. I didn't. I think I didn't attend that class. So
It's in here. The yum and all this is patching here. So that's what I'm telling you. Go into this document before you go anywhere else.
okay.
Permissions, network. It goes with yum. So, right, there's all this is patching.
Okay.
So here, packages. Okay, yum. Look, go into the yum option. Not even that. Here, start from software, software and package management, RPM and yum. So I showed you both how you want to do the RPM. RPM is garbage. Don't use that. But I showed you anyway. Okay. And then yum. Concentrate on yum here. Yum Yum uses RPM.
Okay.
RPM to install packages and on all this. And you see you know how you manage each package here. So in here I'm giving an example of HTTPD, and this is the package here. So yum list install, it will show you the install packages here, and yum list updates, it will give you the available updates. And
Okay.
if you want to go it for one specific, yum list all, yum list obsolete, it will give you obsolete packages which are on your system. Show duplicates, it will give you duplicates. And yum install and upgrades. Patching is nothing but updates. So yum list updates, it will do the entire freaking system. And if you want to remove any update, if you want to auto remove, all these are, go through all this here. Yum install utils and all that here. So now you have like group packages too. You could install group packages, group IDs. So manage OS updates. This is packaging also. Yum check updates. Yum list obsolete. And this is like a specific package we are worried about. If you do yum update, this will also update the kernel. Okay, you could do that, or you could do the specific kernel update too.
Okay.
And here you have one kernel here. After the update, it will add the newest kernel here, and then you could see 3 kernels in there. Here you could reset the kernel. You will all the kernel won't be deleted. The old kernel will still be in there. Okay, so right here, this is the so if you go into VIETC default grub, you could set the default kernel in here. Okay.
Okay.
See here, you see the old one is here, and then the new one is on top of it.
Okay.
Change the network adapter. Okay, so I hope you get the message here. I'm gonna upload this document as soon as I can, and then you all should be good. And reach out to me if you need any help.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, bye.